another problem together. We're using tape diagrams to solve division problems so that we get a fraction as an answer. Okay? When a whole number divided by a whole number gives us a fraction. I need someone to read the objective for me today. Deja?
I will be able to solve word problems with answers and four fractions.
Good. Can you say it loud for us all to hear?
I will be able to solve word problems with answers in the form of a fraction.
Good. Okay. I have 2 yards of fabric. I need to make 5 pillows. Your journal should be closed. Your markers should be capped. Markers capped in 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Okay. I have 2 yards of fabric. I need to make 5 pillows. I'm going to solve this using a tape diagram. What's a tape diagram, Rudy? What do we represent with a tape diagram? Can somebody help him out? What's a tape diagram, Elijah?
It's a diagram used to
Yeah, we represent fractions or how we divide up a total, with a tape diagram. Okay, because our tape diagram is not worth only one whole, we have to label it. Eyes on. We have to label it. This is how we label it. We use what's called a bracket. This is a bracket. What is the total amount of fabric I have, Mario?
2 yards.
I have 2 yards of fabric. Make sure we include what we're talking about. 2 what?
Yards.
Good. I need to make 5 pillows. So how many units do I need to divide my diagram into? Elijah? 5. Very good. I have 5 units, which in this case are pillows. Aiden?
I thought you were going to ask me.
Okay. I know that all 5 units are equal to
2 yards.
2 yards. I need to know how many yards are in 1 unit, because each unit is what in this case? A pillow. Okay. How do we figure this out? What do I do next? Raise your hand. What do I do next? Think about our tape diagrams from yesterday. What do I do next, Caleb? Yeah, what am I dividing? Divided by 2. I'm starting with 2 yards. So I need to divide it by 5, Caleb says. Thumbs up if you agree with Caleb. We have a mixture. Tell me why, Mario, you agree with Caleb. Why should we divide 2 by 5? Marina, why should we divide 2 by 5?
Because we want to know how many yards are in each pillow.
Are in 1 pillow. And our 2 is divided into 5 units. Right? Good. 2 divided by 5. If I write it this way, how else can I say this? Isabella. 2/5. 2/5 what? What are we talking about? 2/5 what? Yards. 2/5 of a yard. right? What is this telling me? My question is, how many yards do I have for each pillow? So using what we figured out, how do I answer that question? How many yards do I have to use for each pillow? 1 unit is 1 pillow. I've got 3. 1 unit is 1 pillow. I've divided 2 into 5 units. Deja, can you tell me? I've divided 2 yards into 5 pillows. So how many yards per pillow? You know, Deja. 2/5 of a yard. Each unit, which in this case is a pillow, is worth 2/5 of a yard. Okay. I see a lot of this. That's okay. Okay, because we're going to do a few more and we're going to get it. Okay, let's get rid of our 2 and our 5 and try some different numbers. Okay, if an ice cream shop uses 4 pints of ice cream to make 6 sundaes, and I need to use a tape diagram to show my work, what do I do first? What do I do first, Daniel? What do I draw?
4 pints.
I draw 4 pints. Remember, we're using a tape diagram, so it's not like our tracker problem from yesterday. Although I see where you're going. Yes, sir. Next to you. I need to draw a tape diagram. Good. Bar. Is this bar worth 1 of something? Elijah?
Yeah.
I need to divide my bar into 6 pieces, but I also have to label my bar. How should I do that? Mari. Sit on the top before on the bottom. Marina?
Use your bracket.
Use my bracket, thank you. It's a new word. It's a bracket. And what am I writing here? My 6. Am I dividing 6 Sundays? It's there you go. 4. 4 what?
Pints.
Pints. 4 what, class?
Pints.
4 pints. My total is 4 pints. I need to make 6 Sundays. So what do I do with my tape diagram? John, what do I do with it?
You divide it into 6.
Yes, sir. I divide it into 6 units. Oh, I do not like it when it comes out crooked. There we go. Okay. That's crooked too. Hands up. I have 4 pints to make 6 Sundays with. How many pints are in each Sunday? What do I do now? What do I do now? Aiden.
You divide 4 and 6.
Yes, sir. 4 and 6. Which number goes on top?
4. No, 6.
No, you have it.
Oh,
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Remember, guys, go with your gut.
4
You
divide.
know how to do this. Yes, sir.
The 4 goes on top and the 6 goes on the bottom.
I need to divide 4 by 6 because 4 pints divided by 6 Sundays tells me how many are in each Sunday. We need to pause for attendance super quick. When I call your name, I need you to say here nice and loud. Alexa.
Here.
Caleb.
Here.
Deja.
Here.
Lily.
Here.
John.
Here.
Elijah.
Here.
Hector.
Here.
Zoe.
Here.
Savannah.
Here.
Mia.
Here.
Astrid.
Here.
Rudy.
Here.
Gibson.
Here.
Aubrey.
Here.
Santonio.
Here.
Michelle.
Here.
Raylyn.
Here.
Mario.
Here.
Aiden.
Here.
Santiago. Nestor.
Here.
Isabella. Jasmine. Okay. Alexia.
Here.
Isaiah.
Here.
And Daniel.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, jumping back into it. So Aiden said we need to divide 4 by 6. 4 by 6. Okay. We know that 6 units equals how many pints?
4. 4 pints.
4 pints, thank you. Because 6 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my whole. And because we labeled it, we can remember the whole thing's worth 4 pints. So we want to know how much is 1 unit worth. And Aiden says we need to divide 4 by 6. What can I do with this now? Can I make this nicer? What can I do to it? 4/6. Can we change that in any way? John is dying to answer. Go ahead.
2/3.
Yeah. We can turn it into 2/3. And how did you do that?
Divided by 2.
He divided it by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2/3 what? What are we talking about?
Pint.
Yeah. 2/3 of a pint. Our question was, how many pints are in each sundae? Using a complete sentence, I need someone to raise your hand and tell me the answer. How many pints are in each sundae? 1 unit is a sundae. Marina.
2/3.
2/3.
Pint.
Now using a complete sentence, can you answer my question?
Can you say the question
The
again?
question was, I'm sorry, it's not on the board. I'll put it on the board next time. The question was, how many pints are in each sundae?
2/3 pints are in each sundae.
2/3 of a pint are in each sundae. Snaps thinking, snaps thinking. Good job. Okay, let's work on another one together. Miss Nina, go ahead. This one, you're going to work on independently first. Okay. Your whiteboards are clean. Your whiteboards are clean. Your markers are ready to write. Show me ready to write with your marker. Lily, I see you. Down. Show me ready to write with your markers. Good, 100%. Hands down. I don't want to hear twisting. I have to read 4 articles. So imagine my stack of papers right here is 4 articles. I have 8 nights to read them. I have 4 articles I have to read. I have to get through all of them in 8 nights. Okay. If I want to read the same amount each night, how many articles will I read each night? Use a tape diagram to work it out. Thumbs up if you have it. Hand up if you have a question. Yes. Yes. You didn't have a question. That's right, because you got it. Yes. Trust yourself, you know how to do this. Don't forget to label your tape diagram. Your total goes at the top. No, we're using tape diagram this time, okay? You should be using a tape diagram. Give you about 10 more seconds to get as far as you can. Okay. Eyes up here, 3, 2, and 1. Waiting on a couple of scholars. Waiting on a couple of scholars. Markers capped. Let's work through it together. Just pay attention to what I'm writing on the board. You do not need to write it yourself. Your marker is capped. Good. Okay. What do I do first? My first step was in the directions. Aubrey, I'm going to draw a tape diagram. Good. I need to draw a tape diagram. What next? John.
You have to make 8 boxes.
I need to divide into 8 boxes, right? But what am I dividing into 8 boxes?
4.
For what?
All of those
Okay, so where do I write that?
on the top.
Yes. And I draw a,
Buckets.
thank you. Honest, sir. Good. Okay. John also said we need to divide into 8 should be equal parts. Why are my 8 parts equal? Marina?
Because each night you have to read an article.
An article? How much of an article? Can I read 1 article this night, a fourth of an article this night, 2 articles this night? Isabella? You got the answer, yes. But why do I know that each box should be the same amount? What did the question say? Do you remember, Mario?
How many articles should you
That is our question. How many articles do I read each night if I want to read the same number of articles every night? Right? So we know these units are equal to each other. This is 1 unit. 1 unit in this case is 1 night. I need eyes on me. Eyes on me. Okay. What next? What on earth do I do next? Do you know, Gibson? No. I bet you do. You just need a little bit of help from Marina. What's that?
4 8s.
4 8s. What about 4 8s?
That's how much that's 4 articles in 8 nights in each segment. So
Four,
you
yes.
can't have a 4-year-old carry an
Right. Okay, did you hear what she said? She said, you have to read 4 articles over 8 nights. So each night you read 4 eighths, right? Each square is called one what? Do you remember? Elijah. A unit. Each square is a unit. On every tape diagram you ever draw, each square is 1 unit, okay? We know that how many units equals 4? How many units equals 4, Lily? 4 units. Count your boxes. Remember, a box is a unit. So how many boxes do we have? 8. So we know that 8 units equals 4 what? That's good. 8 units equals 4 what? Help him out, Hector. 4 articles. Thank you. We want to know how many articles in 1 unit, because 1 unit is 1 what? John?
1 unit and 1 night.
Yeah, 1 unit is 1 night. So we want to know how many we read in 1 night. Marina said to solve this problem, we divide 4 by 8. Did we do that with our tape diagram? 4 whole. How many parts did we divide into? How many parts did we divide into? Say it. 8. How many parts? 8. How many parts? 8. Okay. 4 eighths. What can I do from there? Is that my answer? My answer? So what can I do to it, Santonio? Yes, 5. Well, the number on top is smaller. So, yes. So we're going to look for a common factor. Our common factor is what, Santonio? 8. Our common factor between 8 and 4 is, you just said 4. Is 4, right? Because I can divide 4 by 4, and I get class 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Thank you. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. How many articles do I need to read every night? Raise your hand. Isabel. 1/2. 1/2 what? What are we talking about? Yeah, 1/2 of an article. Now in a complete sentence, I need someone to raise their hand and answer my question. How many articles do you have to read a night? Yes, ma'am?
You have to read 1/2 of an article.
I have to read 1/2 of an article every night. Good job. Okay, awesome. Okay. Let's work on one more, and then you'll do another problem on your own. Yes, ma'am. Okay? So for this one, we're going to use some bigger numbers. When we use some bigger numbers, tape diagrams look a little bit different. Because you don't want to have to split your little bar into 5 million little boxes, right? Okay. How many college ready? 3, 2. Okay. I have 5 pizzas. It's getting kind of close to lunch, right? This problem's going to make us a little hungry. Stay with it. We have 5 pizzas. But there are 40 students. I want to know how much of each pizza, how much of a pizza, excuse me, will each student get? So 5 whole pizzas. Okay? Did I answer your question, Santiago? Yes, I have 5 pizzas. There are 40 students. What do I do, Deja? What's that? Sure, what's your question? It doesn't matter. Okay, I had that question in the last class. And I like how you're thinking because Deja's question was, how many slices are in a pizza? It doesn't matter because we're not counting slices. We're counting what fraction of a whole pizza each student gets. Does that answer your question? Yes? Okay. Caleb?
So 5 pizzas and then 4 students.
40 students.
4 students.
Yes. What do? What if I want to use a tape diagram?
Put 40 on top and then 5 boxes and 5.
So you want me to divide 40 students into 5 pizzas? You want to know the answer to the question, how many students per pizza? Or how much pizza per student? Oh. So what number goes on top?
5.
5. We have to split up our 5 pizzas. We have to split up our 5 pizzas. So 5 goes on top. Excellent. Draw my tape diagram. Remember what I said a moment ago? Will I split this into 40 units?
No.
No. That would be a lot of work, right? I can draw 1 unit and imagine that I've split the rest into 40 equal pieces, right? Okay. I know that 40 units equals how many pizzas? Say it. 40 units equals how many pizzas?
5.
5. I have 40 units. That's equal to 5 pizzas. I know that from my tape diagram. Why? How do I know that by looking at just my tape diagram? Marina.
Because the 5's on
The 5's on top. Okay, so I know all of my units together equal the total on top, 5 pieces. Okay. I want to know how many pizzas in 1 unit, because in this problem, 1 unit is 1 what? Raise your hand. Aiden.
1 unit is 1 pizza? No. 1 unit is 1 student.
Thank you. 1 unit is 1 student, and our question is what, Zoe? How much pizza does each student get? Okay. What do I do? What do I do? Raise your hand. What do I do? We gotta divide up all this pizza. I don't want these students to fight, so they all have to get the exact same amount. What do I do, Jacob?
You have to split the pizza between each student.
Yes? How? What do I write?
5 divided by 40.
5 divided by 40. Thank you, sir. And how do you know that?
Well, because fractions isn't the same as division.
Did you hear what he said? Raise your hand if you can repeat what Jacob said. Yeah, so Jacob and Savannah both said a fraction is the same as division. We're dividing 5 pizzas by 40 students. So say this as a fraction. Say it.
5/40 divided by 40.
Say it.
5/40.
Good. 5/40. Each student gets 5/40 of a pizza. Now, should I take each pizza, split it into 40 40 parts and give each student 5.
No.
They would get 5 40ths. So why wouldn't I do that, Santiago? Because I can just cut each one into 8. How did you get there?
Because 5 divided by 40 is 8.
5 divided by 40 is 8? Are you sure, John?
You do 5 times 8 equals 40.
He knows 5 times 8 equals 40. Okay. Let's talk about it in terms of fractions. My fraction is 5 40ths. I know that these two numbers have a common factor. What is it? What's the common factor between 5 and 40? What number can I divide each one of these by? I can divide them both by 1, but would that change my fraction? No, it would not. I would still have 5 40ths. So Marina, what is the common factor? 5. 5 divided by 5 is, say it. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is
8.
40 divided by 5 is 8. Thank you. So how much pizza does each student get?
1/8.
1/8 of a pizza. I need someone to raise their hand and answer my question in a complete sentence. How much pizza does each student get? Caleb.
Each student gets 1/8 per unit.
Each student gets 1/8 of
Pizza.
each student gets 1/8 of a pizza. Questions? Raise your hand. Questions? Yes, sir. So the question was, can it just be 5 40ths? It can. Technically, that answer is correct. Because 5 40ths and 1/8 are the same. But in the real world, when we do problems like this, we want to make it easy on ourselves. How easy is it to cut a pizza into 40 pieces? It's not easy, that's right. We'd rather cut them into 8 pieces and give each person 1. Does that answer your question? Okay, I'm going to put a problem on the board. You're at a level 0.